Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you are watching, I want to welcome you to my home. In today's video, you guys, I am going to be sharing with you how we did the epoxy here in our garage. About a year ago, I shared a video of the extreme transformation of our garage where we painted, we added some cabinets to organize some of my husband's tools. And if you guys haven't seen that video yet, I will link it down below so you guys can see that video and get some ideas and some inspiration. But like I said, in today's video I am going to be sharing with you how we did the epoxy here. I'm really excited to share with you guys the process and the final result. But with that said, I want to remind you to subscribe, comment, and like today's video, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. So now that we have removed everything from the garage floor, you guys can get a better look at how the floor looks like. We do park our car in the garage during the winter months, so we do have some oil stains, and in order for that epoxy to stick to the floor, you need to remove all of those stains. So we had to rent a grinder. We rented the grinder at Home Depot and it cost us $110 for the day. And I'm going to show you guys the kit that we purchased to do this project. It is by the brand Benjamin Moore. We decided to go with the color gray. And when you go to buy this kit, they will give you everything that you're going to need, so you don't have to worry about anything. The only thing that you need to know is the size of your garage, because you don't want to start this project and then realize that you don't have enough. So you can also see here in the container, this type of epoxy, it is a water-based. It's supposed to be less toxic and it's supposed to dry faster. Here on the lid it says black and white paint chips, but it does have some gray, so it's not just black and white. I also recommend that you have a proper face mask. You're gonna see here my husband is wearing his full face mask. He's ready to be grinding the floor. You guys are going to notice that when he starts to grind the floor, there's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of dust rising up, and you obviously don't want to be breathing that. It's not good for your health. So make sure that you have a proper face mask before you begin. So my husband mentioned that you should keep in mind that when doing this, you do need a lot of arm strength. You want to be able to control the grinder side to side evenly. Otherwise, the grinder will be controlling you and you're going to be going all over the place. So make sure that you are in control, that you are sliding the grinder evenly across the floor. You don't want to miss any spots, because then you're going to have some areas where the epoxy won't stick. By this point, my husband was almost done grinding, but as you can see right here, the machine doesn't fit under the cabinets, so he is gonna go in with a hand grinder to get to those nooks and crannies, little areas where the machine did not reach. And my husband here is gonna go in with the blower just to clean off all of that dust.
Like a warning, could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our...
So this is how the floor looks like now that it has been grinded. As you can see, a lot of the stains that we had have been removed. It's not as bad as it was when we stopped previously. So that is a very important step, like I said, grinding the floor so you can remove all of those stains. But from here, we're going to start mixing the epoxy and begin painting. When we were buying the epoxy, this is the roller that they recommended us that we should use. It says that it's lint free. You don't want none of that lint sticking there. So it's supposed to be like a special type of roller that you need to use to do this project. I believe we purchased two, because one we used it for the paint and then the other one we used it for the clear coat that you need to do the next day. Before you begin to paint, you do need to trace a line where the garage door closes so that you can add tape. That's going to be your guide that you need to stop painting from there. You don't want to pass that. And then you're going to see that my husband is going to begin to cut the corners. I do recommend that you have a second set of hands to do this part or when you begin to paint, because while the one person is cutting, the other person is rolling, and you do need to add the paint chips before the paint begins to dry. So you do need to move a bit quick in this process. So it is recommended to have a second set of hands so you're not doing everything on your own. After he painted about a quarter, he stopped and started to throw the paint chips. He was very generous with the paint chips. He wanted it to be even. He wanted a lot of paint chips on the floor, so he did throw a lot, and one can did just fine. We even had a little bit left over, and he does say that it is important to throw more than less, because the next day you are gonna go with a scraper and remove any of the paint chips that didn't stick. But when we did that, we honestly barely had any paint chips come off. So this is a really good product. I know it's just a small section, you guys, but it's looking so good. My husband and I were so happy the way that it's turning out. I know I've said it before, but painting a room makes a huge difference, but it makes even a bigger difference when tackling projects like this, you guys. It makes the space look more high-end. It brings more value to your home. So if you're thinking of selling, this is something that I recommend you do. I know doing this type of projects can be a bit intimidating, but as you guys can see here, it's not that hard. I'm not gonna lie to you guys though, my husband did have some experience doing this because he used to work in painting, so this is one of the things that he used to do. But again, it's not that hard, and he says that he 100% recommends this product by Benjamin Moore. It is not sponsored or anything, but he said it is a really good epoxy to work with. Day one is almost done, you guys. I think the hardest part is behind us. He is putting the last paint chips on the floor, and you guys, we did let this dry overnight. All of our stuff were outside, which was a little bit nerve-wracking. Thank God we live in a safe neighborhood that we were able to leave our things out there for 2 days. It was a bit crazy though. I wasn't too happy about that. So I do recommend that if you have the money, if you have the time, if you want to try doing something like this, do it before you move into to the house, because then you're gonna have to have all of your things out. And unless you have like a storage or something, we just put all of our things out in our driveway. But I'm gonna show you guys, this is the next day, and like I said earlier, he's going in with the scraper to remove all of the paint chips that didn't stick. But like I said before, almost nothing came out, you guys. So that was really good. He was very impressed because he said that before, whenever he had worked with other products or a different epoxy, he said that's how, like, he would normally get a lot of paint chips that would be coming off, but he said that barely anything came out, you guys. So that was really, really impressive. And from here, we're going to start to do the sealer. The sealer looks like white paint, but it's actually more like a milky, kind of like a clear liquid. You're gonna see what I'm talking about in just a little bit. But for this part, or for this process, it's pretty much the same thing like when they first started to paint the floor. So they're gonna start by cutting around the edges. My husband is going to be putting back the tape so that they know that that's where they have to stop. And you guys are just gonna get to see the final process here.
I was standing outside waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I was calling out your name, with my eyes on the wall. You were running
So this is how this side looks like with the sealer. You can probably tell the difference between the left from the right side, but once it starts to dry, it does lose that kind of white tone that it has right now. You will see that on a later clip I will be sharing with you guys. Once it starts to dry, it looks completely different, and once it is completely dry, then you are left with a little bit of a shine. Here's where you notice that the sealer is drying. You can see the left side is starting to dry up versus the right side. It's freshly coated with the sealer. And like I said, once it is completely dry, you are left with just a little bit of a shine. So you guys, this is the last section that my husband has to seal, and then it will be the big reveal, and we're really excited to show you guys how it turned out. My husband and I both really liked the way it looks, and we did leave the sealer overnight, and then the next day it was safe for us to walk in here and also put our stuff back, which I was really excited about because I wasn't happy having our things outside in the driveway sitting there for 2 days. So that was one of my favorite parts, just having our stuff back in there. But I want to remind you guys how our garage floor looked like. And I want to remind you again that I have a video where we did an extreme transformation here in this garage. In that video, we painted, we added those cabinets. So if you're looking for motivation, I will leave that video down below. But you guys, this is the final reveal. You guys, this is how the floor turned out. And like I said previously, we are very happy with the result. Alrighty, you guys, we have reached to the end of the video. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I want to remind you to subscribe, to comment, and to like, and also share. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.